As the sun began to set over the rolling hills, Sarah sat on the porch of her small cabin, sipping a cup of tea. The air was cool and crisp, and the scent of pine and wildflowers filled her senses. She closed her eyes and took a deep breath, letting the peacefulness of her surroundings wash over her. She had always loved the countryside, with its wide open spaces and tranquil landscapes. The beauty of nature had always brought her a sense of calm and contentment, and she cherished the moments she could spend in its embrace. The rustling of leaves caught her attention, and she opened her eyes to see a small family of deer making their way through the meadow. They moved gracefully, their coats glowing golden in the fading light. Sarah watched in awe as they disappeared into the trees, their silhouettes etched against the orange and purple hues of the sky. The breeze picked up, and she wrapped her shawl tighter around her shoulders. She loved the feeling of the wind on her face, the way it carried the scents of the forest, and tickled her skin. As the stars began to twinkle above, Sarah settled deeper into her chair, watching as the moon rose over the horizon. Its light was soft and ethereal, casting a gentle glow over everything it touched. She listened as the night creatures began to awaken, the chirping of crickets and the hooting of owls filling the air. The sounds were soothing, a lullaby that lulled her into a peaceful state of mind. Closing her eyes, Sarah let herself drift away, her thoughts slowing and her worries dissipating. She thought of all the beauty that surrounded her, the grandeur of the mountains and the serenity of the forests. She thought of the sound of a stream as it bubbled over rocks and the scent of wildflowers as they swayed in the breeze. She thought of the feel of the earth beneath her feet, the way it grounded her and made her feel at home. The sound of a distant wolf howl brought her back to the present, and she smiled. She loved the wildness of the forest, the way it held a million secrets and mysteries. As the night deepened, she lit a candle, its flickering light casting shadows on the walls of her cabin. She read a book, lost in its pages, the words transporting her to other worlds and times. When she grew tired, she blew out the candle and settled into her bed, the softness of the pillows and blankets enveloping her in a cocoon of comfort. She listened to the night sounds, her breathing slowing and her mind becoming still. The next morning, Sarah woke to the sound of birds singing outside her window. She opened her eyes to a world bathed in golden sunlight, the colors vibrant and alive. She stretched, feeling the tension in her muscles release, and smiled. Another day in paradise, she thought. Another day to appreciate the beauty of the world and to find peace in the simplicity of life. She rose from her bed, feeling renewed and energized. She opened her window, letting the fresh mountain air fill her lungs, and took a deep breath. As she went about her day, she noticed the details around her, the way the sunlight danced through the leaves of the trees, the scent of fresh pine needles on the forest floor, the sound of a babbling brook as it meandered through the meadow. Each moment held a small treasure, a reminder of the beauty that surrounded her. Sarah felt a sense of gratitude and joy, knowing that she was exactly where she was meant to be.